So I always start by chronicling a person's strengths in the category that we're dealing with. Now, you may be managing someone who has problems talking to customers over the phone. And you may want to talk about all the good things they do when they're talking one-on-one to customers who come to your store, come to your office, or all the things they do well speaking to fellow employees or colleagues. Talk about their strengths as communicators before you go right to that criticism of, my God, you're so rude and obnoxious and you're cursing at the clients on the phone and hanging up on them. That's crazy. You're going to be fired. You can't just go to the negatives. So start by chronicling the positives. In the case of my colleague with the public speaking issues, I may spend 10 minutes just going through everything they do well. Now, this is important for several reasons. Number one, it relaxes them. It's always more relaxing to hear people tell you what you do well. And it's legitimate and it's meaningful. It can't be you telling me, TJ, you have the prettiest, thick, dark, curly hair I've ever seen. It can't be something that seems like total BS. It always has to be rooted in reality, and you have to be sincere. I don't give praise to anyone unless I legitimately mean it. But also remember, the bar can be low. If I'm giving somebody credit for speaking with a good volume, that's not that hard, because most people have okay volume when they're speaking. It's the bottom 20% or so who lower their voice and they sound scared and timid. And not everyone rocks in a way that makes them look nervous. But for someone who doesn't rock, I'm happy to give them praise for not committing other common blunders. So the first beauty of starting off with something positive is that you relax the person, number one. Number two, your credibility goes sky high because they can tell you're really paying attention to them. And you must be brilliant because you're telling them things that are specific, seem real, that other people haven't mentioned. So when I praise this speaker who says all the uhs and ums, I'm being legitimate, I'm being honest, and I'm probably telling them 20 things they're doing well. Maybe 10 of them are things they've never thought about before, and no one else has ever praised them on that. So they now think I'm a genius. They think I'm a nice guy, and I'm a genius for telling them all the specific things that they do well. So my credibility is very, very high. And that's why I urge you, it's the first important step, is you've got to look at the general nature of the issues involved. In my case, if somebody says ums, it's how they speak and communicate. In your case, it may be how does an employee treat other employees, or how does this person deal with clients over the phone. You've got to pick the subject matter, but then you've really got to do an exhaustive analysis of what this person is doing well and lay it out. It's critically important, relaxes them, makes them receptive to the criticism that comes, makes them feel comfortable with you, and it makes them feel like you are legitimate. You legitimize your expertise if you're spotlighting what they are doing well, because then if you have criticisms later, it just seems a lot more legitimate. So that's the first step, and that's against our nature. The easiest thing to do, especially if you're a boss, is, hey, Smithers, don't do that. Sally, you're a pig there, clean up that mess. Hey, do it. The easy thing to do is to just go right to the criticism, but it's not really the most effective. I'm not asking you to lie. I'm not asking you to make up stuff. I am asking you to take the extra step of really analyzing every single thing this person does in this niche and writing down, or at least thinking about, what it is they do well so you can tell them. So that's your first step. I need you to think of some employee you have to criticize, you have to manage, and I need you to come up with a comprehensive list of everything they do well. Do that now.